Right, welcome in, folks, to the Can We Kick It podcast. I'm your co-host Mike, along with Chuck here. What's going on, man?
Rock and roll.
Man, I am so ready for the weekend.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, been good, man.
Hey,
Catching up. I know I've been watching a lot of TV. I don't know about you, but I've been burning. I finished Euphoria. I've been burning a lot of TV this week.
yeah, same here. Every available moment I've been like watching a show, getting caught up on Task. I watched three straight episodes of Task before we're recording because I was behind on that. Caught up on Invasion,
Nice.
which we're not talking about, but I love the show. I think it's season three, and I burned through like five episodes of that to get to current there. And
Nice.
Slow Horses, of course, current. I'm still behind on Black Rabbit, but
Yeah.
um, watched the first episode of Monsters, the Ed Gein story.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Does not disappoint. Yeah.
The whole story is insane. I was reading like, some Googling on him, and yeah, that's such an interesting, fascinating um, story. But
It's a weird bit of
yeah,
history. Yeah.
watching a lot of TV.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I've been catching up. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. I'm watching Below Deck Mediterranean season 10. It's my guilty pleasure. Um, Only Murders in the Building with the wife. That's Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, and this season they added Christoph Waltz, Renee Zellweger. I mean, it's just this crazy list of actors that are doing this funny show about people getting murdered in the same building.
Yeah.
Um,
There's still people getting murdered in that building?
5 seasons into it, there's still people getting whacked. It's crazy.
No one's moved yet? Like
Nobody's made it out
smart.
of the building alive, and I hope nobody does make it out alive. The whole
Yeah.
building.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 30 seasons, and I left there like trying to solve there's one person left in the building.
Yeah, it's the final murderer. Yeah. Um, and then I've been watching Chad Powers, which is new, which is a TV show on Hulu, which was kind of like Ted Lasso, was based off of like a skit or like a commercial that
Yeah.
Eli Manning did, where he
Yeah.
pretended to be a walk-on at Penn State and just dominated everybody. And the show's got Glenn Powell in it, and it's hilarious. I mean, it's outrageous because he
Yeah.
walks on at like Georgia Southern, which is like not even, or South Georgia, I don't know what it is, not a
Yeah.
real school, but like he doesn't have a transcript, he doesn't have any records, and it's just funny how like conspiracy theory he is. Oh, and your girl Hawk 2 was in it for like all of like a minute. Um and but it's funny because he goes full conspiracy theory, like COVID gives people like, the COVID vaccine gives people like heart attacks, and Princess Diana was murdered and all that. He's like, there's all this stuff on YouTube, lad. I don't understand how people aren't watching it. It's really funny.
Nice. I'll have to give it a go. I've got a list of things you know, to throw in. And there's Alien Earth, I still haven't started. Um, and then the Chair Company with Tim
Yes.
Robinson comes out on Sunday this week. So there's still, I feel like, all right, I'm now getting caught up.
Same.
And then like, oh wait, I still got this, and then the new stuff. And then, Stranger Things coming out in November.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, I'm like, I saw on Reddit like how to watch, if you start today or start October 15th, if you watch an episode a day, you'll get
Done.
time it for the new season. I think it was October 15th, but it was
Pretty
like
good.
you watch one episode a day and you can time it to when the new season comes out. So,
Which,
uh,
speaking of that, I saw the episode titles being released for,
yeah,
and it's like 6 episodes, and it's
like 2 hours long.
three parts. Yeah, and each episode are like an hour and a half.
No, I think they're more. The thing
It's
I saw,
crazy.
they were all over 2 hours.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
They're like
full.
movies.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. The new Game of Thrones show, the last night, or I can't remember what it's called. It's based off of
The,
Duncan Egg, but um, it's only have like 6 episodes and they're like half an hour each.
oh, only half an hour?
Yeah, if I saw that correctly on Insta, like it's only 6 episodes, 30 minutes each, and I'm like, well, that's gonna be a blow through unless they're pulling a slow horses and they're gonna do split season through a year. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't looked. I just saw that the trailer came out the other day, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because that's coming up. And then today, I think dropped The Last Frontier, um, and that's about like some convicts escaping up in Alaska or something like that. I don't know the full premise, but it looks really good. It's got Jason Clarke as the main guy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, so you haven't caught up on Black Rabbit. I've got one episode left of that, and
Okay.
it's a good show. Is it Ozark? No, it's Ozark like, but it's very much Cain and Abel, like brother against brother type stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing acting. I just, I think we're so spoiled with Ozark. It's just like it's not the same. I don't know.
Do we find out which brother's the actual Black Rabbit?
They're both bad luck.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, like, isn't like the black sheep? Like, I mean, Jason
Right?
Bateman's character is
Yeah.
the surface level black sheep, but
Yeah.
is Jude Law really the black sheep, or is he black? Is he the
It's
blacker sheep
it's
or the black
interesting. Like the
rabbit?
history like that they unravel in the show is really interesting how like their family came to be. So you definitely got to get caught up on that. I just watched episode 7 before this call, and it's really setting up for a climactic ending. It's really interesting. But again, if it didn't have Jude Law and Jason Bateman, I don't know that I would have watched it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah.
can't
We'll
wait
have
to hear
to
your take
we'll
on
have
it.
to finish it up and do a little
Yeah.
recap.
Yeah.
So,
Black Rabbit Hop. Yeah.
nice.
Um, yeah. Anything else you're watching?
That's mainly it. I mean, still rewatching the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. Um, I'm on like season 22,
Yeah.
so just kind of been watching that. And then I'm hopefully going to see the new Tron movie
Yeah.
today, but or this sometime this weekend. I don't go to movies too much, but I like both Tron movies. They're
Yeah.
both on Disney Plus, the original from the 80s and then Tron Legacy, and then the Tron ride at Disney. But
Yeah.
I may be the only one that really likes Tron
Oh,
besides
you're
the
not
ride
alone.
because no
Love it.
one,
Yeah.
okay. I'm like, and I'm gonna go try to see it in IMAX to see the biggest screen possible. No 3D though.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely want to see that. With as fast as movies are hitting streaming, I'm almost
Yeah.
at the point where I'm like, why am I paying $20 to see? But when it's something
Yeah.
hot like that, like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah.
But I think especially like that, like you have Nine Inch Nails soundtrack, you have the visuals and the sound there versus, I mean, everybody has a pretty much most people now have a great TV setup and a sound bar and all this kind of stuff. So, but I mean, there's still something around like, seeing some of these like blockbusters, and even though like the last Jurassic Park was terrible, but seeing like the spectacle in the theater,
Oh yeah.
maybe nostalgia, but it's still like there's just something about,
Seeing it on the
eating
big screen
your
for sure.
weight in you're eating your weight in Sour Patch Kids or popcorn or icy
Oh
or
yeah.
you know
Big
and
old bucket of nachos with extra cheese all day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean there's just something about it, especially for those kind of movies versus like, I'm not gonna watch like, you know it like a Wes Anderson movie in the theater, or I mean something that you can just watch at home. You don't need
Yeah.
like loud sounds and
No.
you know
It's
and
yeah, it's like
then
I'm not gonna go see like the Phoenician Scheme on the big screen. Like I'm gonna watch that on Netflix when it comes out.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I get that. I mean, there's something to these big blockbuster movies watching it in theater. I mean, I just saw Jaws in IMAX and I own the thing.
Oh, did you go see it?
Yeah, I went and saw that in IMAX and it was incredible to see it on the big
Yeah.
screen, like not being born in 1975 and being able to see
Yeah.
it in theaters when it came out. It was awesome. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, we went and saw Dogma
Oh,
at the
yeah.
theaters, and I saw it in the theaters when it came out originally in 2000. So, I mean, it was just something very cool to see 20 years later or 25
Yeah.
years later. But it was still like, something like I watch it on YouTube because it's not out in distribution, but
Yeah.
it's still like looked kind of the same. And I was, they had it in a little shitty theater and the screen and sound weren't great, but a big IP like Jaws and other stuff, and you put in the IMAX, and even with the technology back then, it'll still be good to watch it uh, you know, in that environment.
Yeah, for sure. I think I don't know if I missed the Back to the Future 40th anniversary in theaters, but
October
that was yeah.
30th.
30th?
Yeah.
All right.
Or
I
that
do want to see
weekend.
that.
So we should go we definitely need to go see it.
I'd be
So
down.
all
Yeah.
right.
We could do a special Can We Kick It Pod night out. I like that because
Yeah, we'll do like we'll set up cameras and we'll like do some live streaming
two
from
on the balcony, one down below. Like,
yeah. Let's
yeah.
work with our local theater and see if
See if we
they'll
can
let
make
us
that
do a
happen.
live pod from
Yeah.
there.
Oh man. Yeah, there's nothing like going to the big theater. I love going to the theater, always have. It's an experience when it's a good theater. Like I like going to the one at Greenway Plaza off of 59. I
Yeah.
think that's 59. That's always been my favorite one.
Yeah, Regal.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we that's where we saw Dogma and uh yeah, that one is the one we go to when we're in town for sure.
Yeah. It's got the neon, it's got the retro stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um so you're catching up on Task.
Yeah.
And so you watched or you're finishing episode 5. Um this show, I was telling Jackie, like this show, the more I watch it, the more and more I get invested and really, really start to like the show. Uh, and it episode 5 ends on a cliffhanger. I'm not giving anything away. But it's ultimately coming down to like a standoff. I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And
No,
Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelphrey's killing it. Like
yeah, he's great.
that guy's got range. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean him and Mark Ruffalo as the titular characters in our story. They're both amazing actors and their performance is great. I mean, Mark Ruffalo is great on everything he does, but um, he's so in this role to me, he's very believable as like an ex-priest who's turned into an alcoholic, who's turned, an FBI agent. And just in episode 5, like his bumbling or 4 or 5 is kind of bumbling like, oh, can I use your bathroom? Like, oh, we're the AID and he comes off as like an old man who
Yeah.
like he kind of but then Tom Belfry even better is like I don't trust anybody like with all the heat on me I know um
He
what
knows
you're
it's
here
no
for.
coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think it's just I mean I really love like I mean this I mean there's two stories being told, right? I mean there's a story um of Mark Ruffalo his character, his family, and
Yeah.
what's going on with that, and the dynamics of like religion, adoption, what constitutes a family, that kind of, and his struggles dealing with that, while also, you know, trying to solve this crime. And then Tom Pelphrey, kind of like, you know, societal difference. Tom Pelphrey is on the other side of the law, um, doesn't have a pot to piss in, and then, you know, kind of the carrot dangling when he thinks he's about to have a way out, you know, and I have this great plan to go to Canada, and all I'm going to do is this one last thing. It'll dig myself out, you know. It never turns out right, and it's like no matter what, like some rungs of society, it doesn't matter what you do, you may never be able to dig your way out of the hole.
That's
Um,
that's what I
and
love about this
but
show.
there's that,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's that perpetual feeling that you're gonna. It's kind of like what we talked about with Black Rabbit last week, the gambler in the attic. There's that perpetual feeling or belief that you're gonna dig yourself out. All you have to do is this one last opportunity, and then you're gonna stop, and your life's gonna change. It never happens that
No.
way.
No.
And I think it's the show for me does a good job, besides being like a very well put together drama and FBI and criminal and biker gang, but it's kind of, and we'll see how it turns out. Does, you know, does Tom Pelphrey, Robbie, does he escape? How does Robbie and Maeve end up? And, you know, what you really, at least for me, what I really want to see is, Maeve, you know, elevate herself out of the situation, or um, turn what's been given to her around into some, losing her dad, um, and then taking care of his uncle's kids, and now Robbie screwing up her life, and I mean that's what you. But I mean, I think it's a good. It's got a lot of storylines and a kind of very segregated um, stories to tell, but that kind of tie together, you
Yeah.
know, how life can be sometimes.
Yeah, the narrative in the show is really interesting in that like they're both like Tom, Mark Ruffalo's characters, he's like adopted these kids. He was a priest, his wife was an atheist. They have like this clashing like ideology, but at the end of the day they love each other and they adopt these two kids.
Yeah.
And then Robbie, like Tom Pelphrey, like his brother gets killed because of this biker gang, so like he decides that robbing the gang is gonna like robbing the drug dealers like is gonna help like bring revenge for his brother being killed, and they both like are doing things that they think are right to some degree,
Yeah.
and they end up blowing up in their faces. Like
Yeah.
unfortunately, like Mark Ruffalo, Tom's character, like one of the kids accidentally like kills his wife, and like now the nuclear family is like in question and stuff, and that's a narrative that we don't see all that often in TV. Um,
Mhm.
but I love how they're both just trying to take care of their families and how they're just coming from two different points in
Yeah.
life, and it's just like they're just trying to get by, and like Mark Ruffalo's just getting drunk every night, and Tom Pelphrey's just robbing drug dealers. Like it's super interesting the dichotomy of these two people just trying to do the right thing in their
Yeah.
lives, and they're just so lost that they can't dig themselves out of it because now they've gone too far. Uh,
Yeah.
who is who's been the like breakout like character in the show? Like or like who's your favorite character in the show?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I think for me, it is kind of Maeve, because I think, just the way, I mean, she finally kind of comes around and does the right thing. Now, I mean, I think it took a little while, but I really think I was gonna say Degrassi, Anthony Degrassi,
Yeah.
but now that he's the informant,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know, it's almost two on the nose. You have like the Italian sounding guy, and he's the informant. So I think, but I think he's doing well the character, because I didn't think he was the informant as they were. I thought it was Tom's. I mean, not Tom. Yeah, Tom Brandis's supervisor. I
Yeah.
thought she was the informant
Don't count her
originally.
out just yet.
It,
I don't there's
I,
nothing at the
I,
end of episode 5, but I'm there's still evidence
yeah.
that she could be. Yeah.
And I think, I mean, it may be a red herring how they had her made the call
Yeah.
and like, hey, we got a problem or whatever. So it could have been, she could have been saying it to whoever about, we may have a mole in the task force. So I
True.
mean, it could be a
True.
red herring and how they try to throw you off. But yeah, I don't rule anything out yet. Of course, it was almost setting up like Lizzie was going to be an informant because of her wackiness, but I think they set up that in the beginning with her phone call, like to her boyfriend or ex-husband, and she seems a little out there, but I think she's probably her and the other person on the task force are probably good and clean, just have struggles because they're women in a male-dominated uh,
Industry. Yeah.
career
Yeah.
industry. So I think it is. but I mean, I think the Grassi set it up where I didn't even think that he was an informant
Yeah.
until it till it came out.
He
So
seemed too good at his job to be the informant. Like we were like,
yeah,
oh, this guy knows what he's doing. I think he's setting up the girl though, that he almost hooked up with. I think he's setting her up to take the fall somehow.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see because that relationship it that's a weird how that's developing.
Yeah,
It to me, it's almost unless there's some big payoff, like you mentioned, it almost seems too pressed or unnecessary. Except for the fact that like, hey, people working close together can become close with one another in that way, and that was almost that's what set off this feud as well with Billy and Jason, because Billy was sleeping with Jason's wife
right.
and she was going to leave him with the kid, take the kids and blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah,
and then as we find out in the last couple episodes, that's why Billy was killed by Jason. They framed it as Jason or Billy was stealing money
yep.
from the gang and all that. And so the other person, the leader of the biker gang, the leader of the Dark Hearts. I don't know his name, and I don't know the actor's name, but he's very familiar.
The second in command
The,
guy, because Jason's the leader.
no, he's ahead of Jason.
Are you talking about the guy
The
that was in the car
the guy that no, the guy that
or the bald
drowned
guy?
Jason's wife. Yeah,
Oh no, that's Perry. That's he's the second in command.
but he's over Jason.
Well, because he helped Jason take over. Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was the main guy.
No, Jason's got
Um,
El Presidente on his biker vest. Perry's just the one that helped him maneuver into the leadership role. Yeah, he just has this power over Jason because he knows that he killed Billy. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, he knows he killed Billy, but under the wrong circumstance. But
yeah, right.
the
He's
watching him kill Jason's wife like was phenomenal, and
yeah,
just because I started thinking when he's swimming after her, he's not going to kill her because like he's has some affinity, but then you see how he's just throws into these fits of rages
yeah.
pretty easily. But
I think he's my favorite character outside of Tom Pelphrey. Like
yeah,
Perry, he plays a really good bad guy, and then when he killed uh Jason's wife by drowning her, you realize how bad
yeah,
he fucked up. Like he like
yeah,
starts freaking out, and then he's like, and then he's got to cover it up. He's all scratched up and stuff. I think he's killing it. That guy's coming out of left field. Yeah.
yeah.
So
No, for sure. So what do you see? We'll wrap up task and then move to slow horses. So what do you see happening? We
I
have two episodes
see.
left, I think, 6 and 7,
Yeah, there's two
maybe eight.
episodes
I don't
left.
know.
Yeah, I see a Departed scenario happening where Degrassi uh pins it all on the chick that he's trying to hook up with. Lizzie. Yeah. He
Yeah,
pins it on her, dude, because he like took her back to her place and then like couldn't hook up with her because it was like the marital bed, and yet he's like underhanded with the biker gang. Like this guy's full of shit.
It- that's very like Northeast Catholic.
That's
Like,
probably
I mean, that's
true.
very so Italian.
It's-
I was thinking that the same thing. It's like, but it's also like a chasm in society too, where it's like, oh, like I'm not going to sleep in the same bed
yeah,
where you and your husband laid, but let me work with a biker gang
yeah.
to
I'll
do,
play dirty, but
do
I don't
this,
play
or
that dirty.
yeah,
Yeah,
let me celebrate blowing up a speedboat, but then uh, like denying people food,
yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of
There's all kinds of
not
hypocrisy out there. Yeah,
hypocrisy
yeah,
within the world. So I mean, this show does a very good job of it kind of highlighting
yeah,
that. So it's very easy to subconsciously support your own
yeah.
agenda and pick and choose kind of what moral values you want to
Yeah,
have.
sure.
So,
I still think it's going to be a
but
Departed thing where he I think he like throws her under the bus, and everybody pretty much knows that he did it, and he I don't know I think it's going to go down that way whether or not he gets killed, but I think they may show up
yeah,
all at this park and like it somebody accidentally gets shot, i.e. Jason, and then like
yeah,
he shoots her and then like all this other stuff, and then he like tries he almost gets out clean except for one thing, something like that. I don't know, but it'll be interesting.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
any other takes on Task?
No, I just think catching up now. I'm excited to finish it or to watch the next one on Sunday night and not wait until Friday to watch three consecutive episodes. So,
Yeah.
um, but I think Sunday night now the Task and then the Chair Company. So it'll
Yeah,
be a nice Sunday viewing this weekend.
yeah, that'll be good. And then that kind of takes us into Slow Horses, which we're only 3 episodes in. Fourth one is
Yeah,
this coming week. And man, Gary Oldman doesn't let me down. That guy,
no,
that guy carries the show like Atlas carries the world, man.
yeah, yeah. I mean the scene where they're at a Slough House and he's telling a story, which is in I think Standish asked him, "Was that you in the story?" And he's like, "I just made it up." And I'm like, "We don't know if that. I mean, that could have been him."
Yeah,
And but it was beautiful. And after Kristen Scott Thomas told them, "Don't listen to what he says. Don't do this." They're all just captivated.
yeah,
And then somehow like Cartwright and everybody's picking up on the story, and you see like the lighter, the the aerosol can
the
you're like,
yeah, the fire
but
extinguisher, and yeah,
as you're watching it, you're like, they're not gonna pick up on this, like because they're like the rejects, and
yeah,
then they're bumbling, and then you see them, they're like, okay, they're and you're like, wow, they're gonna do it, and then
right. Yeah, I
but
love the fact that we don't know how much truth there was to that story. I think that's
yeah,
what this show needs more is of
yeah,
Graham's background. I loved it when we saw him going in and killing Standish's boss
yeah, yeah,
on behalf of River's grandfather. I
yeah,
want more of like Lamb's background because we don't know if
yeah,
that was true or not. And whether it was
yeah,
or not, it just shows he's the ultimate spy. Like
yeah.
he can lie his ass off to tell a story, but also get a message across to his team. I mean, the guy's the best spy who just wants to not do anything. He's amazing.
He's a better spy than Austin Powers, baby.
That's for sure. Dude, and the fact that he sits there with those socks that have holes in them and he's
Yeah,
just a complete mess is
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. And the other thing we learned in this episode too, I mean, well, we know about Jackson Land, but the dynamic of what's going on with the right wing, left wing, that the Jaffe's son was the Joker haired looking guy
Yeah,
that put
the
the
eco-terrorist.
yeah, and that came, they have a great way of pulling stuff out of left field that had no connection,
Yeah,
with. And he says, we're not doing it fast enough, Dad, or whatever. Like, whoa, wait,
yeah.
that's
I,
a
I love it because Jackie was like, "Wait, he's shorter than his son. That doesn't. I don't like that." Like, it was
hey,
funny,
hey, when
but
you're old, like I'm shorter than my son now, right? So
how old can Nate the Great be?
yeah, no, it's what he was a young like hitman in Ted Lasso. Now he's like a 50-year-old mayoral candidate.
Yeah,
Um,
that's his son. And then, so they were going to have the debate. It was leading up to that, right? And then
yeah,
his son got arrested. But I think they said that the right wing guy pulled out of the debate, right?
yeah. Well, they're doing separate debates
Oh,
because
that's right.
they were doing separately because of the bombings and
Yeah,
then you had them pay the Terracell or whatever, homeless guy 50 quid to throw a bomb into a penguin enclosure.
I got
They,
hit
I
by a
think,
fin.
I think that was great. I get it by a fin, but I think it's such a good because what Slow Horses does really well, besides being, Gary Oldman, uh, great acting, great stories, is they tell you the story without telling you to think like I'm not stupid, you don't have to tell it. But they walk through the whole, the 5 steps or the 4 steps that, creating chaos and target an
Destabilize.
agent and
Yeah.
destabilize, and so I think and they're showing that, and it's interesting that the Slough House folks, the Slow Horses, are the only ones that are seeing it
Yeah.
when you have all of this big at the park and
Yeah.
no
The
one
big
is
machinery is
grasping it.
too big to see the pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. When you have, one little part, the big machine. And then, of course, the first desk is, he has some kind of affair thing going on that's
He's getting blackmailed.
distracting him. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think so I just, I can't wait. Every week I'm like, can't wait till the next episode. And then I know it's going to be over soon, but
I know.
we have another season that'll come up,
Yeah, we got
within.
3 episodes left. We're halfway through it, and then we'll have another season in probably in the spring. But my only last thing on Slow Horses, I love that Ho is just being held in interrogation and is going full bro on him, and he's like nobody wants to mess with the champ, and he's like showing off and like hanging from the bars, and then Lady Di comes in there and she just shits all over him, and she's like, "Yeah, we all know you're a loser. Like
Yeah.
your phone
It's
records indicate everything that you're a loser."
Yeah, and did he get more jacked this season?
He
I mean,
did.
it's funny because he's like pure like superhero character in that crazy room.
For real, when he's like hanging from the
So
bars in front of the window, dude, he is like his guns are jacked.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
whoa,
it's
okay, Roger's
insane.
been working out. Yeah,
Roderick Ho.
so
And
good,
he's
dude.
he still believes that Tanya is into him, and then he thinks he turned her, like it, his mental state is insane.
He
And
is
then
so ridiculous.
he's like, "Oh, I showed her how I could hack into the park, and did you leave her alone?" Like, no, no, except for when I went to the other room to get something. It's
Just get the
like,
pizzas that were delivered because we're having
yeah,
pies. Yeah, what?
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
fact that that girl wants to spend more than 30 seconds around him is a red flag that I'm glad
yeah,
everybody can see but him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's such a great show, such a good English. They're the masters of these type of shows. It's
they
six
are
seasons and a lot of good source material to work with. So
definitely.
can't wait for the last 3 episodes, baby.
Same, same. It's going to be great. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. Anything else on Slow Horses?
No, that's it for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, kudos to Sir Gary Oldman and his knighting. He's really earned it with this show. Guy's amazing. Um, we'll be talking more about Slow Horses. We'll be talking about, the end of Task coming up. We're going to be talking the Chair Company because that's starting up, and Chuck and I are both Tim Robinson fans, so it's going to be hilarious and awkward probably. So get ready for that, people.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm just here for the zip line.
that's it. Shut up, Mike. Um, Yeah, so tune in next week. We'll talk more about that. Check out the podcast platforms. Check out the website, the Insta. We're always posting stuff on there, and share us out there. And yeah, as Cousin likes to say.
Peace.